What the F is FM synthesis? To demonstrate this, I'm going to start with the most basic sound of all, the sine wave, which looks like this and sounds like this. The frequency of a wave, how fast it oscillates, affects the pitch we perceive, and the amplitude, the size of the wave, determines the volume. So let's check out a bigger, faster sine wave. This one is going to sound higher and louder. Frequency modulation comes into play when you use one wave to modulate another wave. So let's take another sine wave, but a really slow one. So slow, in fact, that it's imperceptible to human ears. Let me just grab another patch cable. So now we're going to hear this wave modulating this wave. So what's happening to this wave is it's very minutely speeding up and slowing down according to the speed or the frequency and the strength or the amplitude of this wave. So listen again with that in mind. So let's make this more extreme. Let's make our modulating waveform the same frequency but higher in amplitude. That sounds crazy. Let's make it way higher in frequency as well. What if we modulated the wave that's doing the modulating? Let's use an even slower wave, so slow that you can only see this part of it that's going from high to low, and let's see what that sounds like. So now our sine wave has a vibrato that is slowing down over time because of this modulation. Now these two waves on their own are so slow that you can't hear them, but we can also use audible waves to modulate other audible waves, and that's where FM synthesis gets really crazy. Let's grab a wave that is the same frequency as our sine, but a different shape. This is a sawtooth waveform, and it sounds like this. But if we use it to also modulate our original sine, now our whole sound sounds like this. Which is a crazy laser beam sound effect that, in the grand scheme of things, didn't take a whole lot to create. We could keep on adding modulators, we could make a wave modulate itself. It can get very complex, but I hope this helps you understand what FM synthesis is all about and how powerful it can be. Each of these oscillators that are producing these waves in FM synthesis are also sometimes called operators. It's just a different word that gets used sometimes. This particular arrangement of operators, so not the waves themselves, but just this layout of how many operators there are and which ones are modulating which, that is called an algorithm. A modulator is what you'd call an operator that is doing the modulating, whereas a carrier is what you'd call the operator that is being modulated. Lastly, ratio refers to the relationship between the frequencies of the waves involved. What synthesists have found is that there are certain mathematical ratios that generally lead to more pleasing results. So for instance, modulating a wave with another wave that is the same frequency, or twice as fast. Sounds great. If we get too far away from frequency pairings that can be expressed as relatively simple mathematical ratios, it starts to sound real messy. Hey, it's Andrew Huang. Hope this video was helpful for you. It's actually a segment I created for my last synth review, which you should check out if you haven't already, but a lot of people were commenting that this should just be its own standalone video because it would be helpful for people who are searching for info on FM synths, or maybe a good thing that you could share with your friends if they need to understand what FM synths are, because that happens all the time. Hope you don't mind the repeat content if you're a loyal viewer, but if you're not, hope you'll subscribe. I do weird music stuff all day long. Okay, bye.